Okay, hello everyone, Victor Momo from Excel Moments. In this video, I want to address a challenge that was posed by my good friend Chris Bonwagi on his Easy Sunday challenges. Okay, so in terms of the instruction, it's very simple. It says sum only quantities above 100. We need to figure what quantities are, and then it says solution must be dynamic. This seems to be a static instruction because in every challenge he posts, it says it should be dynamic. So yes, it's a static request, but he's requesting a dynamic solution. Anyway, that's beside the point. So let's look at the data. So here we have, dates, and then we have, some stuff that is squashed together that ideally should be in separate columns, but I guess that's what makes it a challenge. So the order is price, quantity, and store number. So meaning here 120 is price, quantity is 50, store number is 107, and you have 4 units of that, right? So we need to find a way, to split those units so that we can get each one, standalone, and then we split each one by a slash again so that we can then get the quantity, portion out of it. So I'm going to do it, in 2 ways. There are multiple ways to solving it, but hey, these are the 2 that I like. So I'm going to start off with a text split, right? So I'm going to do a text split and then cell C3. So for this, I want to split these guys unit by unit into the rows, separated by a comma space. So I will skip for now the column delimiter, go to row delimiter, and I will do a comma space. Okay, so now see what we get. So it basically splits this with a comma space, but instead of splitting from left to right, it splits it, from top to bottom, meaning in the rows. Okay, so that's what we have. So right now here, I need to split with a slash so that I can get this from left to right. So I come back into my formula, right, and into the column delimiter here, I will do a slash, which basically says split for the column left to right with a slash, and then from top to bottom, use a comma space as your delimiter. We should get typically like matrix. Okay, so we have like a 4x3 array. And note that what we are really interested in are the guys in the middle, because these are our quantities, right? You can see them 50, 140, 34 and 123. So that's what we need in the middle here. So how do we get this middle guy? A couple of ways, but you could use a choose calls and say I want to choose column 2 from here. That's one way. Or you could use your very old good friend index and say index give me column 2. So let's use index, not for any particular reason. So let's do index. Okay, so come to the end. We don't need a row number. You could use 0 there if you want, but for the column we do 2. All right, so close. Okay, and then this is what we get. So these are the guys that we need: 50, 140, 34, and 123. But right now you can see that they are left aligned because they are text, because we got them by using a text split. So we may just do a +0, just to make them numbers. Okay, so +0, and now we have them as numbers. So we now want to test these guys against the number 100 and see if they are greater than 100. If they are greater than 100, we sum them. If they are not, we don't include them in the sum. Okay, so let me make this a variable. So this whole thing here, I will say let all these be A, right? So everything you just saw spilled there, that's your A. So what do I want to do? I want to test if A is greater than 100. That's my test. This test is going to give me true or false, right? Depending on where it falls. But I'm not really interested in the true or false. I'm interested in the number itself. Someone would want to use an if and say if A is greater than 100, then give me A, otherwise give me 0. And that's the easy way to do it. But if you want to make it, if I will say neater and more succinct, what you could do is, hey, if this is 50, for example, and 50 is greater than 0, it's going to be false. So if you get that result and you multiply that by 50, because false technically is 0, so 0 times 50 will be 0, right? So it means that any number that is less than 100, multiply by itself. If you multiply this expression by the number itself, it will give you a 0. But if the number is greater than 100, like 150 greater than 100 is true. If you then multiply 150 by true, which is like saying 150 by 1, then it gives you 150. So what we're just going to do here is we're going to say A multiplied by A greater than 100. So that's kind of the logic there. It's kind of a shorthand version of writing an if. Close. Okay, and you can see that here now, that the guys that are less are 0, the ones that are above, are fine. So now that we have this, we'll just condense this whole thing into a sum, right? Because that's what we need really. So we need a sum, and then I close one more bracket at the end, right? And then we have 263, and that's the answer that we need for this guy. So all we need to do at this point is just to extend this to the other cells in that range, right? So instead of doing C3, we're going to do C3 to C6. So we can use a map function to extend this transformation to the other cells in the range. So I'm just going to come here and let me do an Alt Enter, and then I'm going to do map So I'm going to map C3 to C6, pull up a lambda, use a variable X. So that variable is what will be going from, row to row or from cell to cell, which is from C3 to C4 to C5 to C6. So instead of writing C3 here, you don't need this C3 anymore. This C3 basically is your X, and it will do that calculation for each of those cells and give you your answer. So let's just close up our brackets. I think we need one for the lambda, one for the map, right? Okay, so, and now we have our answers. So one cell and it spills to the others. So this is, the first way to kind of do it. There are some other ways that you can start doing, like some text after text before, because if you want to get this 50 out, if you think about it, what you could do is you could say, oh, give me every text, say maybe after a slash. So if you say after a slash, it's going to pick the 50. It's also going to pick /107 in that sense. You can now do maybe a before the slash again to get out the 50. It may be, kind of long, but that's the logic we are going to use for the second one. And the second approach is using a regex. Okay, so some will say regex, some will say regex, whichever one you want. Regular expression, regex, that's fine, whatever. So what we just do is we are just going to use a very swift pattern, that makes it easy. Now, if you think about it, if you look at this 50, how do we isolate 50? What makes 50 different from maybe 120 and 107, for example? 50 is sitting in the middle. So if you look behind 50, what do you see? You see a slash, right? If you look in front of 50, you also see a slash. That doesn't happen with the other two, because if you look at 120, behind it is not a slash. After it is a slash, fine, yes. If you look at 107, behind it is a slash. After it is not a slash. But 50, is the only guy sitting there that it has a slash before and a slash after. So we'll use that pattern, to basically get the 50 out. When in regex, we talk about, look behind and look ahead. So it's like saying, look to the back. Do you see a slash? Look to the front. Do you see a slash? If you see that, extract, the guy in there. So let me write that for you. And that's where we'll start off. So I'll start with the regex extract. And then I go to cell C3. And then for my pattern, I'm basically going to write what I just said, but in, regex terms, which is look behind. That's this. Syntax for that, look behind if you can see a slash. Okay, so look behind, whatever. So take them character by character. Do you see a slash? Now, after the slash, you must see, a number, right? But this number can be 1 digit, it can be 2 digits, it can be 3 digits. I don't know how many. So /d in regex, basically tells us that it's a number. Putting a plus is just saying that, hey, it could be 1 digit, it could be 2, it could be 3. We don't know. Right? Like you can see here, sometimes it's 50, sometimes it's 140. Who knows? Some other time it could be 1,400. So this is just covering for it. So what we are saying is when you look behind, you will see a slash, then you see a set of digits. And then when you then look forward, okay? So that's the next part. When you then look forward, you would also see a slash. Okay, so let's try make this make sense. So look into this expression, see any part where if you look behind it, you will see a slash. You see a set of numbers, and if you look after those numbers, you will see a slash. Okay, that's what this whole thing reads, basically. So close the bracket. It says 50. You're like, okay, that's good, but it's only giving us 50. I would love you to give me 140, 34, and 123. So what do I do in that case? Very simple. So just go forward with your regex, and then it says here, return match. What do you want, right? So is it, the first match? Is it all the matches? I want all the matches. So I'll do 1, okay, and then. So now, what do we have? So we have 50, we have 140, we have 34, and we have 123, which is basically, what we need, right? Okay, so the same thing is also text. So I may want to make these numbers. So by doing a +0, okay, and then I will do from here, it's kind of pretty much the same thing. So let me just say here. So let A be this whole thing, and then we come to the end, and what do we do? Just the same. We do A times A greater than 100, right? Close that, close that, close that. And you see? And we have 263. So same idea. So let me extend it now using the map. Nothing different here. So map C3 to C6, lambda X, and then take out this C3. This guy can now be X conveniently. Come here just for elegance, put it on the next row. All right. Okay, so maybe smoother for those who like regex, maybe more complicated, but just two nice ways, that I like to solve the problem. So one just uses a text split, and then the other one, uses a regex. Okay, so that's what I intended to show in this video. If you like this, please subscribe to the channel. You know, like the video first, yes, then subscribe to the channel. Okay, for now, I'm out.